Welcome to this collaboration video today. I want to introduce you to the lovely Jasmina. Jasmina is a modern intuitive astrologer. And we are so excited to talk all about this upcoming autumn equinox today, and just looking at Mercury and Venus direct as well. Definitely, just before we get into this, definitely make sure you head over to Jasmina's Instagram and channel. You can find her on YouTube. All the links to her socials will be in the description box. So yes, welcome, Jasmina. How are you doing?
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for having me. I'm doing so great. I took the whole day today just to do astrology, and I'm so excited. This is my first beautiful start of the morning. I couldn't think of a better way to start the morning than chatting with you about upcoming things. So that's beautiful. And if anybody from my channel is listening, please go check Hannah. She's huge. She's so eloquent, so many interesting things, great videos, lots of interesting content. I love her so much. So that's why we're here.
yeah, it's so good. Yeah. And it's on the full moon, during the full moon in Pisces as well.
Yeah. Oh, Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. That's one of mine.
Hi, people joining.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay, so what are your thoughts of to do with Venus, for example, turning direct this weekend?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, they called it a summer of breakups. I don't know if you listen to news, like even some of the mainstream like People magazine, some other Buzz and stuff. Everybody's saying how many people broke up this summer, like celebrities. Venus in Leo, celebrities, right? So I'm thinking, when Venus goes direct, will some of them reconcile? Maybe it was harsh. Maybe it was something, not thought of. So I'm just thinking and wondering if this might happen. Maybe some of them, we'll see them back together.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's so true. And I saw, was it Ariana Grande? She got involved in so much relationship mess during that retrograde. But yeah, that could be a possibility.
Yeah, many of them, like Britney Spears, and then Natalie Portman, and even Canadian Prime Minister. That's a thing as well, because I live in Canada. So he also broke up.
I didn't know that. Is it Justin Trudeau? Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did not know that.
I know. Isn't that amazing? So many things that people are just not aware of with Venus. These breakups, and reuniting things are coming every 8 years in a Venus cycle, actually. So it can happen. Many people who start dating years ago or got married years ago, now it's a revision time, and they start kind of thinking.
It is good to focus then on those cycles, to pay attention to those cycles in your own chart, in your own life.
Absolutely.
And sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just wanting to say about with Venus direct, it could even be like the other way of it, in terms of, people perhaps getting together, but then there's more of that solidification sort of, whenever Venus does turn direct. And I think Juno will also loosely conjunct it, which I think is really interesting, to think of the asteroid of marriage combined.
Yes, and commitments, which is, I want to commit to you. And I'm also thinking Black Moon Lilith was involved with this Venus star point. So it was like a whole female party this summer, Lilith, Juno, and Venus mixing it together. I find that very interesting. That's why I thought a lot of things was happening, I feel, because it was not just Venus. It was another two ladies helping her, or whatever.
There was a lot going on, wasn't there? It was just, it was very action-packed. Lots of people joining the chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hi, Joe. Hi. Oh, thank Barbara. Barbara is nice. Thank you, guys. That's amazing.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. This is my first time on YouTube, so I'm also excited about this. It's cool. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. I just it's good, and I think with even what you're saying there about with Lilith and with the Venus retrograde as well with Lilith, I'm not gonna lie, I was partly like, should I just be suspicious of my own life? I mean, are things going to happen drastically? And it was odd. Funnily, like that didn't happen, but for me anyway, this is just from personal experience. I think
Mhm.
I reconnected more with my childhood and my the things that I love
So
and I
where is
enjoy.
it? Is it in your chart? Is also 11th house, 12th house? Where is it?
In
Where is it
in
happening?
the yeah, the transit itself in my 12th.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's,
So
yeah, so you're going deep under and thinking, okay.
yeah, and I remember I just watched loads of like classic Disney movies and
Yes.
just going back into that sort of fantasy world, that 12th house dream world, I guess. But yeah, I think in that way, the relationship part of it, and it's funny because it's kind of sort of like full circle, because on your
Y-
Instagram chat we talked about Venus retrograde,
Yes.
and I were opening it up by talking about Venus direct. Um, but yeah, I think with the Venus retrograde as well, it can look at, yes, the relationship landscape, but then considering just your inner world and your self-worth and value. And I think that has been, for me anyway, that's been a big theme, and maybe for a lot of other people there's been many revelations or a lot of healing.
I was thinking about, yes, that's true. I was thinking about how the whole time Venus is squaring Jupiter. So it was before she went retrograde, in the retrograde. Now we're going to have it for a third time, I think, on the 17th. So it's going to hit Jupiter a third time. So it's also about that theme. What is happening when Jupiter and Venus connect? So what happened during the summer? Did you overdo it? Did you overspend? Because with Venus and Jupiter together, especially in square, you can spend lots of money. So maybe when she goes direct, you're going to see the repercussions of that, maybe overindulging or overspending
Yeah.
as well. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe this will happen, kind of, oh, what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was also about, I think, revising what our passions are. Like, see,
Mm.
you were going through your Disney Channel movies. This was your passion when you were a kid, right? So going back through and Barbie was a hit. I
Yeah.
didn't watch it, but revival of the Barbie. So many people were actually connecting to the in the past through the passions they had when they were kids, because Leo is kid energy. So I feel that many of us went through, what did I like when I was a kid? What was my passion, right? So
Mm.
maybe now when it goes direct, we can actually act on it.
Mm. Yeah, and what are your thoughts then on with Uranus being a part of it as well? Because with the Venus square Uranus too, and I guess maybe that even points toward, like you were introducing this topic to do with loads of people just breaking up. Maybe there was an element of
I,
Uranus.
di- yes, yeah, that's also Uranus, unexpected. People like,
Yeah.
bottling up, and all of a sudden I'm done. And the other party is like, why? What's happening? I wasn't aware we had a problem. Because kind of breakups like those, right? Something unexpected and sudden. And anyway, so for me, it was in my 11th house. I had some old clients coming back to me, so that was the nice thing that I can remember. um, you know um, did I connect with some old friends, stuff like that. So that was mostly for me this summer. So now I can also move forward with that, um, you know revising by my friendships, what I value in friendship. And even in social media, 11th house is about connecting on network. Who did I connect with? Because I connected with other people. Who do I want to go forward with?
Mm. Yeah, and that's a big, what is the term hallmark? I'm not sure if that's the correct term. Like it's a big hallmark with your Instagram, and what makes it unique, I guess, it's that you invite so many remarkable astrologers on, and you network and you chat.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
get ideas and opinions. Like, yeah, so much conversation.
yeah, yeah. Well, for my thank you. Yeah, for my Gemini brain, it's a food. It's a food for thought. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I like
Love
to
it.
talk, and I like to meet new people. I like astrology. So
Mm,
that was like a great thing. And, and my goal is to put the astrology community together, different astrologers from different schools of astrology, so we can all be one. Because I don't want people fighting over house system, over traditional, modern, this and that. There's everything is good, everything is helping others and guiding others, and making a community, just bringing people together and seeing, oh, there's a other point of view, and I can learn from you. Even if I don't practice it, I can learn from you something, right? So
Mhm.
I value that a lot. So
Yeah.
that's my value.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it's something that is very, very much needed, because we can feel quite separated, and even being an astrologer is seen by many as so woo woo
Still.
or strange. So instead of causing more sort of separation between astrologers, I agree with you in that it's good to connect. And even what you were saying there about with your friendships and with clients, to think that Venus would rules friendships and then clients
Yeah.
and business relationships, things like that. So it just goes to show that Venus has been quite profound then in that way, like in terms of relationships, but more than just your romantic, your standard
Oh,
romantic
yeah.
relationships.
It's so much more. It's also about business
Mhm.
relationships, all one-on-ones that you have.
Mhm.
One-on-one relationship with your business partner, or romantic partner, or your friend. The and also Venus is something that you value, that you desire also, right? So it's, what kind of comfort do you desire, right? So it depends on, and that's how I have Venus in Cancer natally. So I always want my friendships and my desires to I want to have family. Like, this is also my astrology tribe, my family, right? So this is how
Mhm.
I look at it.
Is Venus in your 11th house as well?
In the whole sign, yes. In the quadrant, in the 10th. So
Uh-huh,
yeah,
uh-huh, uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, you can kind of see in both, either house how that could like play out for you. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Really, really interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So
Uh,
so so for me, Venus going direct, uh,
mhm,
I kind of yes, I'm kind of thinking of, what do I want to do next with my astrology tribe. This is like
mhm.
my this is where I'm thinking. That's my thought,
Yes.
line of thought. Yeah.
So it's sort of like because with Venus going direct, then that gives an opportunity during the post shadow period to properly like mull things over, just sort
Yes.
of see what came up for you when
Yeah.
Venus was retrograde.
And it's going to be the whole September, because I think she's going out of the shadow in the beginning of October, right? So the whole September is going to still be a little bit of tuning up, as I say. The shadow period is for me is tuning, you know,
Yeah.
fine tuning of your of what is the planet is representing. An
Mhm.
interesting thing is Jupiter is going retrograde, right? So Venus is going direct on the 3rd, right? And then
Mhm.
Jupiter is going retrograde on the 4th or 5th. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have like a one day of 8 planets. Like the third, I think the 3rd or 4th. It was just, or they're gonna just miss each other. It was like they're gonna station, one day apart. So it's going to be
Mhm.
very intense, the 3rd and 4th as well. As the start of September, I think it's going to be really something, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, and there's something interesting I find about Jupiter retrograde is because it's going from 15 degrees to 5 degrees.
Mhm.
And there was that Mercury retrograde that we experienced in Taurus from the 21st of April, I think, until the 14th of
Yes,
May. And that was from 15 to 5 degrees as well. So, my view on this is that this is going to give us an opportunity to look at more of the higher meaning, to do with those themes, those sort of Taurus, value related themes, skill related themes back then. But of course, with Mercury, it was more like a logical view, more, trying to analyze more mentally. But with Jupiter, it's more about, okay, higher meaning, the vision, your future, those types of things.
absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be really, really
Absolutely.
helpful.
And we had an eclipse as well in May.
He,
It was it on a 6th degree or so?
yes, yeah, yeah. There was the lunar
I
eclipse, I
think.
believe, in Scorpio. That
Yeah, but
was.
it was, yeah, I think it was, I think it was an early degree of Taurus. I think when Mercury retrograde was there. Oh,
Mhm.
look at Pernell is here.
There's
Hi.
Pernell. Hi.
he's taking popcorn. Okay.
Hi, Pernell.
He woke very early. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
thanks for being here for now. Yes, I'm pretty sure. So I think the lunar eclipse was in Scorpio at that time, but then there will be a lunar eclipse in Taurus at 5 degrees. I think is
Yes.
sort of following on from what you're saying, and that's on the 20th of October. So that's coming up.
So I think that so this is going to be a between period between this eclipses. It's gonna. I think the themes are gonna come up again.
yes.
And this Jupiter retrograde, and then it's gonna be like a grand finale on the October eclipse. That's how I feel, because we're still kind of thinking of what happened this spring, what happened last summer, what happened this spring. This is a new movie.
I know, and I feel as if 2023 has just been full of synchronicities, because it's just been like, for example, there was so Aries season started, and then the new moon in Aries 0 degrees, and then what we had was Pluto in Aquarius, what was it, Mars in Cancer, after Mars being in Gemini for like 7 months, and then full moon in Libra, and then 29 degrees solar eclipse in Aries. So it was like the beginning
Saturn
of the
Pisces.
season.
And Saturn
in Pisces during the same day as the full moon in Virgo. Like, yeah, just so many little things that you may not think are relatable or coincidences, but it's
not.
just,
I don't believe in coincidences anymore after I learned astrology. So Pernell is saying the 14th in Taurus eclipse the 28th. There you go.
Thank you, Pernell.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, how we had the spring was all direct, all the planets were direct. It was go, 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 motion, motion, motion. Now everything is retrograde. Now I have to reflect on what happened and slow down, because we're gonna bump our heads if we I love how planets have these cycles when they let us slow down, because otherwise we would just go crazy, right? So if you go too fast, too soon, you can hurt yourself. So that's kind of that's always how I feel, that they always come to kind of slow us down, and then okay, let's see where we are, and like, because I'm one of those people who always goes, and then my dad always used to tell me, please, put your foot on the ball. You know how the when you play soccer, you have to put the foot on your ball to kind of see where you are. So that's what retrograde for me are. In the middle of the game, put your foot on the ball and see what's happening, and then you can go. Otherwise, you just Anyway, that's what this is. So I think this is the end of that slowing down. I think then after the eclipses, we're gonna go, and a bunch of things are going to direct. After Saturn goes direct in November as well, we're gonna speed up again.
Yeah, as someone with an Aries moon, I can relate to you about just going so fast through life, and then you get into all sorts of accidents and bumps and everything. But yeah, definitely, I agree with you. I think it's gonna. So the time period now up until the autumn equinox, I think there's more of that sort of reflective energy going on. And then I think it's interesting that Venus and Juno will make a sextile to Mars in Libra. I'm finding Mars in Libra so far to be a lot more but I suppose balancing is the word in terms of energetically. Yes. And I think coming into Libra season, we're going to notice this, because it has been so sort of frantic. And then Libra, what I love about Libra is that it really does restore the balance. And that is the beauty of Libra. And then from that, we can feel a lot more energetically aligned. So that gives us an opportunity, whilst we're doing that fine tuning that you were saying. We can then, restore our own energy levels in a way.
But Libra really does that. You know how Libra is also about beauty, as you said. So those little when you try to make a picture of a flower, little petal here, little petal there. That's kind of a thing I'm thinking. And Libra is good, really good too, because I feel that we want to seek that balance in life. We always look for the balance in life, between personal and work life, between who am I and how can I relate with others? We always try to figure it out, right? So when Libra season comes in, it's a very great opportunity to actually think about balancing out everything we did. And I like September. I don't know if you take a look, but Mercury is going to trine Jupiter 2 times as well. So that's going to be beautiful. Once retrograde, once direct. It's a lot of earthy energy still before Libra season. But I think it's going to be good. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think even with just there's a lot of focus on the earth signs this year, isn't there? With the retrogrades happening with Taurus and then Virgo, and we're going to get some Capricorn, a bit of Sagittarius toward the end to kind of introduce the fire signs next year, which will be interesting with the North Node being in Aries and more of those like, fire themes, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I think even with all this Earth energy, with Jupiter being in Taurus right now, it, to me, my view on this is it's sort of an opportunity for us to clean up our act, to kind of see, what we can reorganize, what we can restructure, with respect to the material world, to prepare us in a way for next year, for what's to come, with Pluto re-entering Aquarius next year. I kind of feel like Pluto entering Aquarius, right? So this is my view. I was so looking forward to it, right? I was so pumped about it. I was like, yes, changes to do with, my working life and schedules and everything. Like, yes. And then, of course, with the ground fixed cross coming along, and just it made things a lot more challenging. And I guess as well with Aquarius, expect the unexpected always. But I'm really hoping that because of what I went through, throughout spring coming into summer, I'm now doing things differently, which is a good thing, because you can see, right, okay, what needs to be improved, what needs to be adjusted.
That's the point of, that's exactly what the point of all this is. It's a perfect opportunity to do it, right? Because we sometimes just go. We don't see things, like, just rush. Pluto is about to wreck everything. Yes, he is, as always. But it comes out of good at the end. I think Pluto transforms us into something better. I like Pluto.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like the whole alchemist, or like transmutation. The rebirth of it. But yeah, so that's kind of my perspective. I think with the Earth energy, I think that can be helpful and grounding for us, perhaps, to kind of see, right, what can we do here? And then even with Pluto retrograde, it's still in Capricorn. So Pluto still is in Capricorn at the final degree. Though this may be a little bit off topic with it, but this is just something that I thought was interesting, right? So with Disney at the moment, right? So Walt Disney was born with Venus at, I don't know if I'm just going off here, but Walt Disney was born with Venus in Capricorn at 29 degrees, right? So Pluto retrograde would be, on that point. And what's happening across Disney is that, well, it's kind of fallen apart. Like, it's collapsing. Like, financially, it's not doing very well right now. It's not looking good for Disney.
They need transforming as well, right? But it's interesting, because Disney is also about Venus and art, and Venus is also connected to that thing. I'm just thinking his Venus. It's interesting. Look at that. I'm thinking about his chart, because I know he was. It's interesting how the charts live after a person is gone from this reality that we know of, right? They still live with, and transits still affect that. That's amazing. Well, if Disney needs a new makeup, because if you think about how world changed, especially the gender roles and everything, and the way the movies are done, all these cartoons, they're reflecting one part of the world, right? So much. I don't want to go political, but all this, mermaid not being Caucasian, which is, anyway, I'm just saying it's a Little Mermaid, right? So many things are changing, and I think maybe Disney is facing that. They need to kind of make it more diversible, I feel. I think that's the reason. That's the reason. So the old Disney is dying, and the new one will probably emerge.
Going to produce as many Marvel movies to gain more attention again and work on. Okay.
Okay, that's also possible.
So bring it back to just Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, just in general. It like you were saying, it is about out with the old, in with the new, and we're sort of at the very final push coming into Pluto in Aquarius. So, and what I find, I'm pretty sure Pluto turns direct on the 10th of October, and then Mars, which is obviously connected to Pluto because of Scorpio, that enters Mars enters Scorpio on the 12th of October. So 2 days after Pluto turns direct.
Yes. So Pluto the 10th, you're right, and Mars on the 12th, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes. That's interesting.
That's so interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, and then we have in October we have Mercury also going finally in Libra, because he was in retrograde in Virgo for so long. So we
Mhm.
have Mercury going to Libra, and it's interesting. Lots of things are changing in October. Yeah, but
Mhm.
I feel that for equinox, I think equinox is going to be actually the changing point a little bit,
Mhm.
right? Because Mercury is going to go direct at that point. So we're going to feel like we're going to push forward a little bit, at least our thoughts and minds. And
Yeah.
yeah, what
And
do you
and
think?
how have you found the Mercury retrograde in Virgo? Even with
Well,
someone with a Virgo rising, I mean, how have
yeah.
you found it?
Well, I have late Virgo rising, so it's all in my 12th house. If
Mm.
quadrants, if you look at the whole sign, and it's my first.
Yeah.
Um, I use porphyry, so I kind of always look at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but uh, Mercury retrograde. For me, I find the opportunity to revise my thoughts, not just and the way I communicate with others as well.
Mhm.
That's what I use. I feel that's why we have Mercury retrograde 3 times a year, and other planets go retrograde not as often, because I
Mhm.
think we need to review the way we think and the way we communicate with others more often. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
it's
that's
just the other
that's
point of
truth right
view.
there. Yeah, yeah, we do
You
need
know,
it.
how in communications, so every Mercury retrograde, I think about it. That no matter what, I'm thinking when somebody tells me something, and I feel that it's something, or they react in a way that I didn't expect. Then what the best things to ask is, what did you hear me say? And you will hear answers that you're like, you heard that? I didn't say that. Because we hear things the way we are, and the person who's telling us is telling it their way. So that's why Mercury retrograde is good to think about that. Every
Wow.
especially one in Virgo, which is very detail oriented, right? So
Hmm.
think about, just ask a person, what did you hear me say? You will be surprised. Just test it on your friends. You will be
That
surprised
is,
what you hear.
yeah, Jasmina, that's like wisdom right there. That's wisdom right there. It's so
Well, thank you.
true. It is so true. But yeah, because we're only in our own minds, and we can't read other people's minds and the exchange, and we can even do the whole Virgo thing where we can read into something or pick it apart or analyze it too much, or even take other people's information in and their feedback and then start to criticize ourselves. So that is so
Yeah,
helpful.
and it's assumption as well. you know
Mm.
we assume, because this is the way we think, we assume everybody's the same, and thinking the same, or are seeing the same. We can, how you watch a movie with somebody, and this person see, after the movie, oh, it's great, and the other person say it was not great. You're like, why? This is the same. It's the same effect as in a communication. We are all, anyway. So that's my
Mm.
thought on Mercury retrogrades. I like to think about my communication style as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
special.
hello.
Hi,
I
hi,
just
Brianna.
welcome. Uh, yeah, that
Awesome.
wow. I'm just taking that in. Just what you said. I'm like processing it. I'm just thinking
Yeah. So
that's really profound.
well, thank you. But anyway, as I said, I'm a little bit older than you. I sound like those old people. When you are going to be my age, you must. Uh,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
we have to laugh. I think Joe from Solar Systems yesterday said that this full moon we have to laugh a lot. So I was thinking this is
Yeah.
this is a good way. Um, so especially in Jupiter. So think about it. So we're gonna have Mercury trine Jupiter.
Mhm.
We can be over the top in our communication, and Mercury in Virgo. Oh, then you can, because also it, it is a trine, but that only means that we just don't, the energy will flow, and we will not see it. When you have a square, you're kind of aware more. That's what I feel. When it's a trine, it just goes. You don't have time to think about it. It just goes, and then what happened. So with Mercury trine Jupiter, and Jupiter, Taurus, that fixed energy, and we have in its Earth, and and Mercury in Virgo. I'm just thinking we can also be overly critical. We can be
Mm.
overly, detail. Like we're gonna miss the whole picture because we're looking at this little thing. It won't be important. So just be mindful of that. I'm thinking, in this period in September as well. The, Jupiter will won't. Jupiter will, will. Jupiter wants the big picture, but then Mercury in Virgo will maybe get stuck to that little detail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, although it's flowing, so maybe it goes well. I don't know. I'm just saying, but it can be over the top as well. So something to think about.
Yeah, I have Jupiter in Virgo, so I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, it's almost like I try to take large pieces of information and push it through a tiny, tiny hole. It just doesn't work a lot of the time. But yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that. And yeah, and I think with Saturn right now being in the position that it's in, with Saturn retrograde, and just even during this full moon in Pisces, like just compassion, practicing self-compassion, and being soft and gentle, and yeah, just kind to ourselves, when the criticisms start to creep in, because I know even for myself, and perhaps other people experience this as well, with Saturn opposing Mercury, what was it, like a week ago or so, when it was at its strongest, basically. My thoughts were the worst. I mean, I was overly critical, and it was even difficult to slow them down, or to just, I think bringing awareness to them, of course, and that's where, even a lot of self-reflection, and with the retrogrades as well, this is an opportunity to do that, and to be able to bring some type of awareness to your triggers, or awareness to I'm thinking this, I'm thinking this thought, and you get into that loop, and then you can spiral as well. But
doubt is the worst enemy. The seeds of doubt. If you and you can see it everywhere. If you you can see your doubt anywhere, like, because nothing is perfect. I know it is a Virgo rising. I know it's hard for us to to accept that, but so we can see everywhere the seeds of imperfection, and then doubt comes in, and then you start overly thinking, and then like, oh my God, right?
Yeah, hopefully with the trine then to Jupiter, it's going to soften it a bit, or it's not going to be as harsh. It's maybe being able to see the bright side of something, to see the positive side of something.
I like that.
Yeah,
because Jupiter is joy after all. It is joy.
And you're saying laughter as well. With laughter, Joe saying about laughing during this full moon.
So actually, I would recommend, with Mercury trine Jupiter, just occurred to me, go and watch stand-up comedy. I think that's a perfect way to do it. Watch comedies, or rom-coms or something, right? I think that's a good idea. Or just go and support your local sitcom people. I think, or the what are they called? Are they called sitcoms? What are they called? No, sitcom is a show. What are they called? The people who make jokes live.
Stand-up comedians. Stand-up comedians.
Yes. My brain just stopped there. Stand-up comedian. So support stand-up. I think stand-up comedy is something that you should do in September, and go watch with this Mercury and Jupiter connections.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Just occurred to me because we have Venus is still going to square, right? So Venus is still going to square Jupiter. So they're going to have Jupiter is going to be very active. I think Jupiter is going to be very active in September. So more joy and optimism. Yeah.
And with Venus being the dispositor of Jupiter, I think that's particularly going to be interesting. I think just with even the financial side of things, for many people, like 2023 has been hard, and I suppose this is even evident in terms of inflation. Inflation is very much here, post COVID, because you can't say the word. But yeah, and I think what you're kind of touching on, this is how I'm perceiving it anyway. It's sort of like, trying to just more so focus on yourself, and what you can control within your own life, and trying to tap more into joy, and doing the things that you like, doing the things that make you happy.
Yes, and this goes back to what you said, but we're coming to Libra season, so it's about balancing out. between work and joy. We
Mm.
forget to laugh, we forget to have joy. We feel, oh, many people feel guilty of having joy and having a time off or relaxing. Oh, you have to be because in the
Mm.
society that we live in is go go go, you have to be productive. If you don't work all the time, you're not good enough, you're lazy,
Mhm.
you're this, you're that. Look at, wrong, like wrong. If we
Yeah.
don't have balance, if we don't have time to slow down, and great thing is just go into nature. Nature will tell you how slow. Look how much time this tree needs to grow. When you put a seed to get a flower, nature will tell us what is the speed we should be in tune as well. you know
Yeah. Yeah, and that's so relatable to Taurus, isn't it? In terms of slow,
yes,
just slow down, and with it being such a mighty earth sign to connect with nature.
right.
I mean, the amount of times like I could even just say, oh, right, I would be so focused on work. I need to do this, I need to do this. But then when you just remove yourself from that and get out into nature, you can put it off for so long, but once you finally do it, you just calm. There's just such a release, you know?
I tell a bunch of my clients when I talk to them, when if they're lacking earth in their charts or something, just, I know it sounds funny or ridiculous, take your shoes off, go barefoot and stand on the grass just for 5 minutes. That's it. You don't have to do anything. Just go in your backyard or go in the park or go outside of
Mhm.
your house on the piece of grass you find. Take your shoes off and stand there for 5 minutes. That's it. If you don't, it's the best connection you
Mhm.
can have.
It is. Do you know what? You just remind me. 'Cause last year, it was around autumn time last year. I did that in my garden. Just in the morning, got up. What was really good about it is the grass was nice and chilly, like it was cold. So then walking on the grass just felt so fresh. And then I've just been so swamped with work things, just with
Yes.
Mars in transit in my seventh house for, sorry, my 10th house rather, for 7 months. I just felt like it
Yeah.
was go, 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 go. And then I thought coming up to the new year, right, okay, relax a little bit. No.
No, no,
No,
no.
it's just been go,
Yes.
go, go. But I have to be able to take control of that. And even just everyone watching this, it's like you need to be able to like get out of your head, I guess, with Mercury and everything. It's like get out of your head, tap into your body, and you're saying there, of course, just connect with nature in those little ways. And it doesn't have to be too much.
No, it's affordable. It's there, like you can see it. It's how do you say it? It's there. You don't have to travel or do anything. I mean, it is. I know after Mercury goes direct. I think I would inspire people to travel, not even if not physically, then explore. So Mercury and Jupiter is also to explore other people, other cultures, when they connect, like learn something that you
Mm,
always wanted to do. Take that course, take it, whatever it is. Just, I think that also I would encourage that for this September for people to do it.
mm,
And all of, take a hobby. It's Leo is still Venus in Leo is still here. Like embrace that, thing, right? So
mhm.
people always, oh, one day, just take that course now. Just do it. Right.
Yeah, 'cause they'll never come then if you don't just, yeah, if you don't just do it. Yeah, so, so true.
Yeah.
And so do you have any thoughts about, uh, Pallas and Vesta moving signs throughout
Yeah.
September?
I think all three of them are 3 out of 4. I think took yes. So Pallas is going to Libra on the 13th.
Mhm.
Vesta is going to Cancer on the 13th, and Ceres is moving to Scorpio on the 15th. So all three of them are mid-month at the same time when Mercury stations direct.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think I like that. It's going to be more um, receptive feeling, like we're going to be more into Libra, into understanding the other, and with the Cancer, Vesta in Cancer is also going to feel like it feels like home, like Vesta in Cancer
Mm,
is home, like family or your memories or your, you know um, I do feel that it's because they're all, so we have 2 water signs and a Libra, which is also a feminine sign. I mean, it's not a feminine sign, but it's in tune with femininity in some way.
mhm.
So I do feel that it's going to be more out of our heads maybe, and more in tune with our feelings.
Yes, I was just thinking that definitely. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can see that. Yeah,
yeah,
from Virgo and Gemini
yeah,
to yeah, to more of that kind of receptive emotional, with Cancer, and then relatability, and yeah, just trying to kind of see more where other people are coming from, more as going back to balance again and harmony. Though I suppose maybe the square could possibly look towards some type of tension between the two, but of course you can work on those things when there's squares or oppositions. There's still the ability to work with them, and yeah, to make
yeah.
things work a bit
They're
better, a
gonna
bit easier.
so two of them are gonna trine Saturn, so that's gonna be nice. They're
Mhm.
gonna
Mhm.
embrace the Saturn energy, right? The Vesta and Ceres. So it's gonna be nice. I think
Mhm.
overall, I think we're gonna have it's gonna be a shift
Yeah.
from October, from especially from equinox onwards. We're gonna feel the shift for sure.
Mhm.
How we approach things, what is important, and then it's gonna be eclipse season is coming, so it's gonna be
Mhm.
um, uh, another topic, but it's gonna be also highlighted, right? So we're gonna have time, I think, before eclipse season to in tune with ourselves a little bit.
Mhm.
We're gonna have that opportunity, so I think it's good. Sun is gonna oppose Neptune as well at some point, so that's always but it's also opportunity to get in tune with your inner world, your intuition. Although it's opposition, finding what is opposition, finding the middle ground. It's what
Yeah.
Libra does.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just
Mhm.
finding that's space in between, because if you pull it each way, it won't work. You have to kind of. I find oppositions the hardest, in my opinion, for in my the way I look, the way I feel them, because I have Sun opposed Neptune in my natal chart. So so right, so
Mhm.
it's always about, oh, I want to do this, and then get in tune with yourself, kind of.
Yeah,
But
and I suppose with so many, like when so many planets are in one side, it can kind of tip the balance over, sort of like a seesaw, so that one
oh,
can
you have a
maybe
stellium, because you have everything. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
It's a
yeah,
lot.
I
Yeah,
could.
it's a lot of energy. Yeah, people with the stelliums, they have a lot of energy concentrated in one place. So it's very, especially if you have like a bucket and one little planet on the other side, it's like,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
pulling. So it's hard. It's hard on that planet, right?
It
Because
can
all
be,
the
yeah.
energy is here. Yeah.
I think
So
that's why I've particularly enjoyed all the Leo energy going on throughout the summer, because that's been in my 12th house, which is opposite of my Aquarius stellium in the 6th house. I've still been working, obviously, but I've also been able to switch off. I've been able to just indulge more, or just relax and not
I
have to
love I
like
love your
worry so
Disney
much.
series. I know I love your Disney series. Every day, like, what is Hannah watching today? I was like, no, seriously. I was like, what is she? Oh, she's doing this one. Some of them I never even heard of, to be
Uh,
honest. The last one you watched, the Switch Stitch. What was that one? I don't know.
Lilo
Anyway,
and Stitch.
yes, I didn't never watch that one.
The wee blue
Right? So
alien guy.
yeah, I was like, oh, I have to. Yeah, I thought that was so Aquarian, right? For you to watch that one.
Yeah, he's
So
very futuristic.
I enjoyed it
Um,
very much.
oh, but so yeah, I do like, I just what you're saying there about with oppositions, it's so true, and we're seeing this today, aren't we? I mean, with the full moon in Pisces right now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like I feel I would say for the most part I'm feeling relatively balanced, but maybe as they start to get closer and closer with the 7-degree mark, maybe things could feel a wee bit challenging in that
This one
way.
is hard. This one is hard, to be
Mm,
honest, because Virgo loves to be efficient and hands on, and
mm.
Pisces can be far away from hands on as it can,
Yeah.
So it's like, so to try to balance it out, it's hard. I feel this is one of the hardest, in my opinion. Oppositions, it's Virgo and Pisces. They
Mm.
both want to serve. I understand they both have a, because every opposition, every axis has common themes.
Similarities. Yeah.
Yes. But I feel this is hard because Virgo is very, I need to do this, I need to do, and Pisces, like, I don't need to do, like, to do list for Pisces is nothing, ever in life,
Time
like,
does not
like,
exist.
like, what is a to-do list? What are you talking about, right? Right?
Yeah.
And then and Virgo wakes up with like, anyhow, like, You should see me. I have like I've changed my to-do list every day. I don't just scratch, I make a new one because this one looks pretty. You know? You know.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to kind of but what is the point of the full moon? It's shining the light. So let's think. Sun is shining the
Mm,
light on the moon. So I
mhm,
think we should do moon. We should daydream a little bit. As you said, watch
mm,
another Disney movie, guys. It's also efficient. Trust me. It's efficient for your mental health, which is what is Virgo? It's about health. Think about it.
mhm,
Mental health. Also, Mercury rules Virgo, mental health. You can make a story of that. So I would focus on Pisces because sun is reflecting the sun on the moon. Do your moon.
mhm.
Do your moon today
Yeah.
and tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just daydream, enjoy, do watch a show, do something that Pisces will do, right?
Mhm,
Read poems, listen to music,
mhm.
right? Or if you have to do something, listen to music at least. Like if you do chores around the house and want to be efficient, put some music you enjoy,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And then you can
Yeah.
make a midway. Like that's my thoughts now. I'm thinking,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Something
I
like that.
like that. I like that because even on the 1st of September, that's when I would put my autumn things up. And I love just
Hmm.
to decorate the place. So there's a bit of like work, so to speak, involved in that. But still, I'll listen to music or I'll watch Gilmore Girls or I'll have a coffee or
Oh,
it's
are
just,
you one of those pumpkin spice people that you love pumpkin spice?
oh yeah. Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm not. I don't like. So like people are already. I'm still on iced coffee, guys. It's still summer, and everybody's around me is already on pumpkin spice. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, I love iced coffee as well. Like, give me an
Yeah,
iced
yeah, yeah,
coffee too any day.
yeah. But
But
I
yeah, it
love
gets earlier every year.
every year. It's so funny because anyway, it's funny. I like that.
Mm,
Uh, do whatever makes you, escape a little bit. So
mm,
this is also about escaping a little bit for everyday obligations and responsibilities because Saturn is also here with the moon, right?
mhm, mhm,
So finding the way, I think it's going to help you. I always feel that Saturn is going to help you structure something so
yep,
he will not let you go over the board. A little bit of daydreaming. You will not go over the board with the Saturn there. So I
yeah.
feel that.
Yeah, and I think with Saturn being in Pisces in general, firstly I find it interesting that it's the full moon in Pisces and it's 7 degrees, and then Saturn
Mm,
stays in retrograde from 7 degrees
yeah.
back in like June, back to zero
Mm,
degrees until November time. But then with the full moon in Virgo, right, the opposite sign,
mm.
Saturn entered Pisces on the
I know.
same day. So it's just, yeah, the synchronicities and the connections. But with Saturn being in Pisces, I think that has sort of helped with any denial or any,
Mhm.
with the sort of delusional side that can come with Pisces. I mean,
Yeah.
Neptune is still there, obviously, but I think Saturn has been really, really, what's the word, like solidifying or helping helping to ground us a lot more, or helping us to
Mhm.
see like what is the evidence of this, if you are in
Mm.
getting caught up in something that's perhaps you think it's real, but it's your own sort of delusional thoughts or whatever, then Saturn's
Is
sort
it
of like,
real?
is it real?
Is it? Is it real? So it's like a really reality check,
Yes.
like even just for you, it doesn't have to be for global. Everybody has their own belief system anyway. We believe in
Mm-hmm.
so many different things as people. So
Mm-hmm.
it's about your individual belief system. I like that what you said really, really much. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
and
this is
then
this true?
even with just even burying our heads in the sand, because Pisces, I think, can be like that, where this is, I suppose, even connected to my own shadow work because I have Pisces in the 7th house. But the whole
Yeah.
thing of, Virgo can be like, oh, yeah, I'm so together, or like, I've got this and I've got a plan, or there's a structure to things, etc. But there is still the part of it where with Pisces, you can bury your head in the sand when something's too difficult, or when you don't want to look something in the eye or face it head on. Saturn
You
and
need to have faith.
Pisces.
You need to have faith.
Mhm.
Letting go. But what is having faith? Is letting go of control. and
Mm,
believing in something, let's say, greater than you, in whatever sense, whatever it is for
mm,
you, right? It's having faith. So many people ask me, what does that mean? What does that mean? This is the only answer you can answer to that. Nobody can
mm,
answer that question for you. What is fate for you? This is also one of the topics today that can be highlighted with this shining line on the moon. Yeah.
mm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. Um, Even with just praying,
Oh yeah.
I realized just how much when I was younger, I would have prayed quite a lot, but how little I pray today. And that doesn't even need to be in a religious sense. It can be, of
Oh
course,
yeah,
but
yeah. It can be whatever.
just to pray and
Mm,
to wish well on others, or just looking at your own life and even practicing gratitude. That's another thing.
yes.
Sometimes I feel like with modern day astrology in terms of Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius with the modern day rulers, sometimes I can accidentally like overlook the traditional rulers in terms of their real like significance.
Yeah.
And with Jupiter, then, so Jupiter rules Pisces. That is such like you were saying, faith, and it's strongly connected to giving thanks and gratitude.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is a really, really good opportunity today to give thanks. It's the final sign as well of the zodiac, and closing things off and getting rid of what isn't
Perfect.
working anymore. So
Perfect.
helpful. Yeah, can be a
Because
really
we
good day.
Yeah, because when we start now Libra, Aries, this and that, we're gonna go all the other, this is a nice way to end the summer, even, let's say, right? With this
Mm,
full moon. With all this
yeah.
craziness with Leo, because everything was in Leo. Everything was like fun, fun, let's go, party, this and that. Barbie was hit, this was hit.
Yes.
So now it is a time between. you know I was born with balsamic moon, so I always reflect. I always find time for myself to reflect on what happened, because I just naturally do it.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing that. I like doing that. So uh what was I going to say? Thought my line of thought. Yeah, somebody said fate means self-delusion to me. It can be I don't know. I don't know. It can if I think you need to have faith. I believe you need a little bit of faith, because I think you're putting too much pressure on people. Like if you feel that you have to control everything, too much pressure on yourself, that you're alone in this world, that you have to do everything by yourself.
Mm,
So faith is giving you some kind of release of that pressure. I feel it's of not
mm.
that I don't know.
And I think it even, I kind of, I think well, this is how I'm viewing it anyway. Just Mina, I think I kind of feel like I know where you're coming from. And even when I think about astrology itself, right? What is that? Well, for many people, astrology provides solace, comfort.
Yeah.
And that even highlights just the importance of recognizing what you cannot control. Like we can't control,
No.
when we are born and when we have our sun in Aries, or if we have our moon in whatever, da 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 da. You know, that shows that the letting go of resistance, and even it even opens up the conversation of what I've been looking into this a lot lately, but free will versus fate.
Yeah, yeah,
What what is fate? Like, was it all destined? Is our birth chart destined, or did we really choose it? These sort of conversations come up, but yeah, I think you're highlighting something that is just part of like a natural human experience, and that we're all like wondering, like, why are we here? What is our purpose? Like back in
yeah.
when the world started, I mean, we're looking up thinking like, what is this? Who am
But
I?
yes, that's true. But that's why for me, having faith is if having faith is trusting that the universe knows how to function without me or you or anybody else, because it was here before me and it's going to be after me.
Mm,
The sun will always get up and the moon are going to change, and the planets go in their cycles regularly for thousands and thousands and billions of years already, and they're going to do it after. So this is where we having faith, trusting in the universe that they know what they're doing.
mm.
This is
Trust is a big word, isn't it?
yes,
Oh, yeah, that goes back to
yes,
faith. Yeah, yeah.
yes, trust. And then for me, to get in tune with that, with the nature and with those cycles around you, that's what astrology for me is, getting in tune with and understanding that we are part of it all, and living it. You that's anyway. I don't want to go philosophical. I have a full
Yeah.
ninth house, so yeah.
You can see
But
that.
yeah, but that's for me what Pete, like,
Mhm.
I'm raising a 3-year-old now. I
Mhm.
have to have faith and trust in him that he will, what I teach him, that he will know to be on his own one day, and actually perform what I taught him. I can't control your kid. You can't. I must not. Right. So
Mhm.
having that's also a great lesson as a parent. I mean, I'm just digressing, but it's a thing about having faith and trust even in your kid. You can't control them. They're their souls of their own.
Mhm.
Letting go, like this is for me, doing the best that you can in your life every day. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you know that you're doing your best or not. You have bad days, good days,
Mhm.
but overall, you know that you're doing your best, and then just letting it go. I did my best, and it's not up to me anymore. That's it. That's
Mhm.
fate for me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, it's
this was
very Saturn and
where did
Pisces.
we go?
It's very Saturn
Where
and
did we
Pisces.
go with this? Where did we go with this conversation, Hannah?
Oh,
What did I do? Okay.
it's great though. It's really good to to be able to go wherever the conversation goes,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think yeah, I think it sort of brings it back to the with Saturn being in Pisces, and yeah, even just following on from that, I think uh, with Pisces, it can even look at morality. And I think what you said there was very beautiful in that when you can look at yourself in the mirror at the end of each day and realize that you did all you could. There's a letting go in that, and there's an acceptance in that, accepting that you can't go back to the past. You can't go back to the moment in the morning
Yeah.
when this and that happened, and it's just like, right, let that go. And I think that highlights the power of this Pisces energy, with Saturn being in Pisces before it moves into
Hmm.
Aries in 2025, 2026. But then
Hmm.
the thing with the Virgo energy right now is that the Virgo energy can hold on to that. The Virgo
Yes.
energy will go back into the past, and it will start to ruminate, and it will start to pick things apart. And then it looks at, I'm a crappy person. Like, I did wrong, or you can go into all of the faults and etc. But then again, the thing about Virgo too is that it leaves that room for improvement, and it realizes, like you were lovely,
Mm.
like saying earlier, you were saying that, like, we're not perfect, and we're not, and I
Mm.
think Virgo needs to realize that, and that they're
Yeah.
not perfect people, or even
we,
people
we
Virgo.
we can always find, yeah, we can always find imperfections, always, because
Yes.
nothing in the world is perfect. I mean, right, you can always improve it. But if you're
Mhm.
doing, as my teacher Steve Jobs says, if you're doing 99%. If you did 100%, you would have wings on your back. That's what he always said. So you would. So that's the thing that we can do. But the full moons are actually they're very good of letting go of that. So
Mm,
just imagine you seed something for new moon, you work, you do your best, you not slack, and then the full moon, okay, that's it, letting go. It's in the world, I'm enjoying it. That's
release.
it.
Yeah.
Release. That's what
Mm.
it is, whatever it is,
Yeah, the
right.
power of the moon, the full moons, definitely. Yeah,
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 yeah, I don't know, that's
yeah.
how I see it.
Wow. Hmm.
Mm.
And I'm wondering, is there, because there's going to be the new moon then in Virgo,
Oh yeah, I didn't look at
on
the
the 14th.
lunations at all. Let me see, the 14th.
Yeah, 14th of September. So that will be just
Mm.
before Mercury turns direct in the sign.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's going to be interesting, new moon. Oh, I like that one.
Mm. 21 degrees, and the Mercury retrograde started from 21 degrees in Virgo.
Okay, let's see
What?
what is it doing? What is it doing? So the new moon in September is doing what? It's going to be, it's opposing Neptune.
Okay, okay. Is it
It's going to be
close by degree? Is it
it's
quite
going to
close?
be Neptune 26, and this was going to be 21. So it's like
Okay.
5 degrees, or which is
Mm.
still right. So
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be interesting. And then what is else happening? I'm just looking at. Actually, it's nice. It's going to trine Uranus, right? Yes.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, trining Uranus, trining Jupiter with a lesser degree. So that's going to be beautiful,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
will be good. Yeah.
yeah. So I like this new moon. This, it's very, it's a lot of earth energy as well. So this is going to be like, again, this closure. Like this is the last earth energy you're going to see before we change to Libra season, right? This
Mm.
is the last cycle. Okay. Now Mercury is almost direct. We have all this beautiful earth, Virgo, Taurus energy combining. What is happening? Let's finalize this and we can move on.
Plant new
That's
seeds
this.
then. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's almost like um what has been coming up then, even with the Mercury retrograde in Virgo, those things that we've been reviewing with respect to,
Mm.
things like health or healing or, whatever the Virgo themes, right? But then with the new moon, it's almost like then we can plant new seeds with those intentions of, this is what I learned, this is what Mercury retrograde in Virgo taught me over the past
Yeah.
few weeks, and then you can
Yeah.
set those new intentions, especially with it being at that same degree that Mercury started to state in retrograde in Virgo, and then you can kind of move forward knowing, and that actually brings it back to what you were saying, because it made me think of that. It's like you can move forward knowing, you know what, I did the best that I could over the past few weeks. And then
Because
you
you
can,
think you work hard. Look, reflect on what you did last year or what you're doing last whatever. You did well. You're working all the time. I see, especially for you, for example. You put in contact all the time. It's hard work. You're teaching people. You're putting valuable content out there that people can learn and be insightful, and and help them to guide you. You're guiding others. Is that beautiful? Every day. No, but think about it. You have to
oh,
you have to also have to celebrate your success and what you do and your hard work. We forget
mm,
it's not only weddings and birthdays to be celebrated. It's everything we do that and be proud of yourself. So no, I'm serious. This
thank
is
you.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
thank
we if somebody says letting go is also Pisces. So
you.
what can you let go? Let go of this stupid guilt or whatever you need to let go of.
Yeah, the punishment.
Negative
Yeah,
thoughts,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right. That's we can let go of all this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's not easy. It is not easy,
I'm not
but
saying it's easy.
but
Uh,
we can do it. We can do
yeah,
it.
the things in life, usually the things that are worth fighting for or worth having in our lives are not easy to get. Otherwise, it wouldn't be valuable if they were easy to get,
Mm,
right? That's
mm.
why diamond is valuable because it's rare to find. If rocks were valuable, maybe we'll be rich. Look at how many rocks are there, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's why you have to go and dig and spend time and find, and that's or gold or something, whatever was valuable. That's the whole point of it. It's not everywhere, and you need to work for it, and that's why it makes it valuable, right?
Mm. I love
So
that. I love that. So true.
yeah. As I said, many wisdom in my 45 years of life.
There's
Somebody asked me how old is my soul. Well, 45. There you go. I said it. I know I don't care about age. I don't think it's important, but the age gives you experience. That's the only thing. I accumulated
Mm.
some experience in my life. That's all.
Mm. And then it's
Yeah.
like Brianna said, their Saturn way of thinking is that makes me think of what you were saying about experience and with Saturn energy, with time, maturity, growth. Yeah, it's. I just find it. Yeah, I don't want to go off topic with
No, no,
it,
I
but I
know,
just.
but Aries moon, I understand you. You have Aries moon. You're very impatient. You want it now, and when you want something, it's your emotional need. It's not. It's different with sun or some other placement. With moon, it's very important. You're like a toddler. You want something, as you see an ice cream. I want that ice cream now, and it if it's if you feel like that. So giving yourself time, it's a challenge. It's more than for you
Mm,
than for somebody else. So realizing that, you know
mm,
need to give yourself slack. You have to say, okay, I'm going to embrace my Aries moon. He needs that. Talk to him, whatever. I talk to Saturn all the time
mm,
because like Saturn is squaring my moon and Mercury all this year because I have 2-degree Gemini. So it went back. It's now it's hitting me again this next couple of because it's going to be 2 degrees now, and then next year is going to square my Sun, which is 30 degrees of Gemini. So Saturn for the next couple of years has to be my best. I can't wait for him to get out of Pisces and into Aries because it's creating all my personal planets, Mercury, Sun,
mm,
and Moon, and maybe heaven at the end. So what am I supposed to do now? Cry? No, I just work, and I know that I won't see the results until whatever. And that's frustrating. Working and not seeing results now, because Saturn will give it them.
Yeah.
But I have to embrace it. Otherwise, I will be frustrated. So that's one of the things. How I talk to Saturn every day. Okay, Saturn, what are you bringing me now? Okay, what do I need to do? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah, and it makes me think about how with the planets, they're often seen as gods. You kind of are sort of in a way like setting intentions or like speaking to like these entities, like deities almost. That was the way it
But I'm
kind of was
thinking
back
it's teaching
then.
me. So what is Saturn also? He's a teacher. We forget about that part. He's a teacher. I have an opportunity to master a skill. So that's what I'm thinking. So it took me so long to start doing astrology. I just started January this year. It took me so long to realize, accept whatever I had my issues, and then now I have to, I have an opportunity in the next 3 years to master that skill that I really am passionate about. And that's how I took it. And I talked to him. Okay, what do I need to learn today what are you going to teach me? What are you teaching me? Patience? Are you teaching me this? What are you teaching me? Right? And it's not easy, as you
Wow.
said. It's not easy. I have, cry outs like, stuff like that, But
Yeah.
But overall, I like September. To be honest, guys, September is going to be good. We're going to close our Earth house chapters. Whatever their those houses are for you, you're going to close those chapters and start a brand new day, brand new life with, especially after eclipses. It's going to be much better. I feel from November onwards.
Definitely. Yeah. And I suppose that the thing is, there's been the eclipses, the eclipse set. We're closing the eclipse set of Taurus and Scorpio officially that time. So that is definitely going to highlight just a new set of a new chapter, a new set of eclipses. Well, that's already been opened with the solar eclipse
Because
back in Aries.
Taurus is also about Earth, so it's going to be like the last. I think we are closing the Earth energy. We're going to have another Mercury retrograde in December in Capricorn, but that's it. That's really it.
Then into
We're
fire.
We're going into fire. So clean up your Earth houses. That's what it is. Clean them up. You have opportunity to clean them up, to make them better, to profound them, to perfect them a little bit more. With all this Virgo energy, it won't be perfect, but you can. One little improvement, it can make you happier, right? One little improvement, whatever, if it's in your health house, change your diet or whatever. Just do something new. Start eating more soups, less bread, whatever that is for you. I'm just little
Just
things.
examples.
Little things. Doesn't have to be, I have to lose this weight. No, start with this. Start implementing, like have one salad more per week or something. If it's your health, if it's something else, if it's your finances, do a budget. Make a budget. Start making, like, you have Excel sheet. Open it up. How much I have a month? What are my expenses? And see how you go.
Yeah. And as you say, it's the little things. I think often people can become almost like overwhelmed or intimidated by a change because, even thinking about what the Excel sheets you're saying there about your finances, budgeting, you can look at that on a collective level, like the bigger picture of it. And you could say, oh my gosh, like I have to do this, and really look at the workload itself. But then when you just break it down into those little bite-sized pieces, because Virgo teaches us this, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Just those little things.
Perfect. This is exactly what I was going. Virgo teaches us this. Amazing, Hannah. That's it. It teaches you to not be overwhelmed in that way, and to just take one little step at a time. It's gonna make a huge difference at the end. You'll see. You'll see. I don't know what else. Okay, as I said, if it's hitting your ninth house, take the little course. If you wanted to, you can learn a language in a day, but go on an app and start. You have free apps like Duolingo or something, and start learning. If it's hitting your ninth house, and just start. Hola, and that's it. Start from that, and then you go from there, right? So. Yeah, I'm just thinking that we can. That's what Earth energy is going to tell us to practically make little changes now, and then because later we're going to have to do more other things, not as practical as now.
Yeah,
Right.
that should be interesting, perhaps like another conversation with
Yes,
the
another
Aries
conversation.
energy,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else that you feel that you would like to touch on today?
No, I think we did the great. Oh my God, over an hour of chatting. It's been so fast. I enjoyed it so much. I
Yeah.
love talking to you. As you know, we already
Yeah.
spoke before. It's amazing, and I love your work. And this was amazing opportunity. I love it. It's
Good.
great.
I'm glad. Thank you so much for coming on today, Jasmina. It has been amazing to collaborate and to talk all about this upcoming autumn equinox. And I just want to say to viewers
Hmm.
watching, just make sure that you head over to Jasmina's YouTube and Instagram, show her some love, and check out all of the amazing astrologers that she's had conversations with over the past year or so. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, and if any of my people, of course, Hannah, it's a must. I won't even say anything else. It's just, it is like you're producing so much. Like you are a working machine. You have a full sixth house, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So you are a working machine. A lot of content, but you can learn so much from her. I mean, from you, Hannah. I mean, not from her, but talking to other people. But really, 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 really great. On YouTube and Instagram and everywhere.
Thank you so much, Jasmina. And yeah, so take care of yourself and
Yeah. Talk to you soon.
talk to you
Thanks everybody for
soon.
joining.
Yes,
This
thank
was
you for
fun.
joining, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day. Enjoy the full moon energy. Listen to music. Let's go.